Yo, so what's good, fam? It's your man Jay. I'm back with another episode of Evolutionary Comics, and today I'm gonna do a little something different. I see a lot of different comic book vloggers that put out the preview videos to let you know what's coming out. I'm not gonna go through the long list of everything that's coming out because honestly, I don't care about everything that's coming out, but I will share with you guys what's on my pull list and what's in my sights to pick up. So, without further ado, let's get it. Alright, so starting off this morning, I'm taking a little break from watching this new series out, and it's Resident Evil Infinite Darkness on Netflix. I don't know if you guys are into Resident Evil or anybody out there. Like, I played this game for, my son is 26, so I played this game for almost 25 years. I've been playing it. I love the game. I fell off when, when all the upgrades started coming in. I started playing more sports games, but this movie is awesome. Chris Redfield's in it. His sister Claire. It's a dope little cartoon movie. But if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's out now on Netflix. Yeah, and that's Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. Check it out. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope so far. I'm on the second episode and I'm loving it. Got a different drink this morning instead of my regular Snapple Apple. It's kind of early, so had to get my coffee, or simulated coffee, whatever you want to call it. Got my little Starbucks venti white chocolate mocha. I start my day off with that and try to drink some water, because my wife will get on me about not drinking enough water, and then I move on to my Snapple Apple sometime within the day. But anyway, getting into what I'm gonna pick up this week. First, I think I'm gonna get this Batman Urban Legends #5. I've been reading this. I liked the story with the Red Hood. I never really started reading anything with Red Hood until, recently. Kind of liked the character a little bit, want to know a little bit more. Saw a dope cover with him on it and jumped into this Urban Legend. So with this, there's about 3 different covers that are coming out. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to get, whichever one's the most sinister. There's one with Red Hood on it, one with Batman standing over the gargoyle in Gotham, as you'll see. But yeah, this book is written, it's being written by Marguerite Bennett, and the artwork is done by a couple of different people. Actually, it's Marguerite Bennett, Chip Zdarsky, Matthew Rosenberg, and Megan Fitzmartin are all listed as writers on this book. So I do know that there's multiple stories, but I didn't think there was at least, I didn't know it was 4, but who knows. Yeah, so I'll probably read all 4. Definitely see if they have some stuff about the Signal in it, but yeah. Next up is Batman Detective, and this is number 1039. I'm going to pick this up. I've been reading this series. I jumped back in when Mr. Worth made his first appearance. I saw that it was a new character, so I decided to start reading again. I switched over from like Batman, then I went to Batman Detective. I stuck with Batman Detective for a while because I saw some dope characters in there that I was liking, some villains that I liked, and then I started going back to Batman, and then I'm back with Batman Detective. I think I actually have both of them in my pull list. But yeah, this is written by Mariko Tamaki, and the artwork is by Tristan Jones, and there are 2 covers for this particular title. Alright, next up from Scout Comics, we have Black Cotton #4. With this, I have it on my pull list, but I'm probably not going to be able to get it on Wednesday. I don't think that my comic book shop has been getting them in. I actually ordered the first 2 online, but yeah, I love the first 2 so far. The story is great. I'm trying to really find out what's going on with this Cotton family and their riches in this flipped up world, which I love the flipped up world, for my own reasons. But this is being written by Brian Hawkins, and the artwork is by Patrick Foreman. And I love it because it's a black writer, black artist, and they're coming and collaborating to create something super, super dope. So I'm gonna get this particular issue. I don't see that there's any variant covers. So I'm gonna holler at my man Kenya to see if he knows any leads on it, getting any variant covers for this Black Cotton, and some of the other people in Blurred Core, my comic book group on Facebook. If you're looking for good conversation and finding updates on stuff and gaining knowledge about comics, especially if you're a collector and your taste is more of the blurred lifestyle, the blurred culture, then they're definitely the best place to be, the best home as far as a comic book group goes. I'm always giving them shout outs because ever since I've joined that particular group, my knowledge and my pathway as a comic book collector has grown exponentially. So check them out. It's a Blurred Core, and that's on Facebook. We want the community to grow. Check us out. All right, next up in my pull list is Bunny Mask #2, and this is from Aftershock Comics. So I read this first one. I just read it. The first one came out a couple of weeks ago, but and I got the only reason I picked it up was because it was a dope variant cover. And some of the other people that were coming in, they were snatching up all the other covers. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get me a cover, exclusive cover too. So I grabbed one, and I just read #1 last night. And this book is crazy. It is insane. This is definitely got to be a show at some point in time. But so without remembering the character's name, this dude, this dude and this lady, they're like with Child Protective Services. One is a doctor. And they go to this house to do a house visit, and the father there, he just goes bananas, and he kills the actual Child Protective Service worker, and he takes the doctor hostage, takes him down in his cave, and he's making him dig, and he's hearing these voices in his head, and his daughter is down there already digging, so the doctor's down there helping the daughter dig, so he keeps him captive for some time, and then he's down talking to him, and the doctor finds another little alleyway, and he's trying to creep through it. Dude comes back and catches him, but there's another entity down there. There's some lady running around with a bunny mask on, and she basically saves dude. The doctor kills the dude, and spoiler alert, but she kills the dude and saves the doctor. Time goes on, the doctor is saved, he grows up, come around, and he ends up running into the little girl again who he thought was dead. This is sinister, it's crazy as hell, but you got to read it. Even though I gave a couple of spoilers there, it is still definitely worth the read. This is #2, and it says life explodes around Tyler Severin, that's the doctor, as depictions of Bunny Mask begin eerily appearing in his life, even as the strange and deadly creature herself walks the earth once more. Meanwhile, as Tyler's relationship with B accelerates, that's the daughter, he begins hearing the voice of the snitch whispering everyone's darkest secrets, forcing Tyler to question if Leo Foster, B's crazy father, was truly crazy after all, or simply the tormented holder of secrets no man should ever know. So that synopsis alone definitely should pull you in. I'm telling you, it is a crazy, crazy book. The artwork's decent. The artwork is pretty good. It fits the book. But yeah, check that out. That is Bunny Mask #2, and that's by Aftershocks Comics. Check them out. Alright, so next up is Champions #8. And this is the third part of the Killer App series, mini-series within Champions. And it's basically where the Champions are still trying to battle Roxxon and that giant corporation, and they're doing protests, and the protests fail, so they're doing some other things. But I got to catch up with this one. I continue to read Champions because of Riri and Miles Morales in it, and so I got to catch up with it. But that's going to be another pickup for me as well. Alright, so next up is probably going to be my pickup of the week, and this is going to be Eve #3, and this is from Boom Studios. It's by Victor LaValle. This is by far my most anticipated comic as far as comic book pickups go. I'm loving this series. It is absolutely dope. Can't wait to see each week what's going to happen with Eve. Alright, so the synopsis goes, who can you trust when you've always been alone? Eve finally reaches dry land, but soon discovers she has company. When she encounters a mysterious group of children, she will have to grapple with the fact that not everything Wexler has told her was true. And if that's the case, what else about her reality is a lie? So like I said, this has been a much anticipated book before it came out. Now it's out. It's fitting the bill. It is absolutely dope. The artwork is great. And if you see the cover, this #1 cover, this A cover is absolutely beautiful. I'm digging that a lot. There's a couple other covers. The Danny Pendergrass cover is B. And then there's also the other cover. Janoy Lindsay is the artist on that particular cover. That is one of the covers. I want that cover. No, the cover A with the red in it is really, really dope. But I also am digging the C cover as well. So I'm definitely going to try to go after that one on Wednesday. Right, so next up from Black Mass Studios, we have Everfrost #2. And I have Everfrost #1. As you see, it was in the top of my stack of to read. So probably after I do this video, I'm going to actually read #1. I haven't read it yet, but that is the cover for #1. And #2, the synopsis is Van and 8 have stepped back into the bustle of the precinct to discover her son is still alive. I'm thinking that this chick on the cover might be Van. Not sure yet. But there's an epic war between the Bloom and the Warlords bubbling over. And time has become a little fluid since she went out to live on the ice. She needs a whole mess of answers, so she goes to the one person she thinks might be able to help her mother. So yeah, it sounds really interesting. The names Bloom and the Warlords, that sound like, you know, some Chicago gangs from back in the 70s or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna get into this #1, and then once #2 comes out, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick 2 in review on another segment. So that's gonna be my upcoming segments. I did one already. I think I'm gonna also do one maybe later today on the ones that I have already, or the #2s that I have already. So y'all stay tuned and check that out. But yeah, that's Everfrost #2, and that's by Black Mass Studios. The writer is Ryan K. Lindsay, and the artist is Semi Kavila. So yeah, and this only has one cover, it looks like. Alright, so next up is from DC Comics, The Joker #5. And yeah, the Joker is still going through some craziness. He's back in Arkham Asylum. You know, Commissioner Gordon, Detective Gordon. Not sure which one he's supposed to be, but with the storyline, Detective Gordon was, you know, he was pissed off with the Joker, as they always are. He decided to go out and actually capture him. He probably was going to kill him, but some things happened, and his way of thinking kind of changed around. Bane's daughter is a big element in this particular series. They did have the first appearance of her in this one, and she is her father's child, which is dope. This one actually has 4 different covers. There's one with Bane's daughter, which is really dope, and then there's one called The Commissioner and the Clown. It's the same thing, same book, just a different title. I think I want to pick that one up because of the title. The title sounds really dope. Plus, you know, the whole cover looks really dope. It just fits. And then there's one with Punchline as well. So Punchline is going to have a role to play in this particular book, we're guessing. But that is Joker #5, and it is written by Mr. James Tynion IV, and I think Sam Johns and Matthew Rosenberg, and who else does it say? Yeah, and then the artist is Sweeney Boo, Francesca Francavilla, and Gilliam March is one of the cover artists. Another cover is done by Carrie Andrews, and another cover is by Sean Phillips. And then there's a Federici cover as well. Not sure which one that is. I think that may be the one with Bane's daughter on it. So y'all check that out. That's Joker #5. Alright, so next up is Skybound X #2, and that's from Image Comics. And this is I guess this futuristic spin-off of whatever of the Walking Dead series. It's written by Robert Kirkman, and Chip Zdarsky is one of the writers on it as well. I haven't read #1 yet, but you know, I'm going to read that one today and get into #2 when it comes out. That's also going to be in my 2 in review segment. Yeah, the artwork looks pretty good. You know, like I said in the first one, I just thumbed through it, and then I seen, you know, somebody get killed that I didn't want to be killed. It was just crazy. So I'm going to definitely get into this one when it comes out. Not super hyped about it, but you know, it is something to see if I'm going to keep it in my pull list. All right, so another book that is on my anticipated list, not just in my pull list, but anticipated, is Sinister War #1, and that's by Marvel Comics, and they're back. They're back. So the Sinister Six is back. I do believe that this is going to be a book that's going to be a lead up into the next movie that comes out. I think they're going to introduce the Sinister Six in the next Spider-Man movie. Have a strong feeling about that. But anyway, the synopsis goes: Dr. Octopus is back, and the Sinister War has begun. So in the last couple of series with the chameleon conspiracy thing, it did show at the back of the book that Doc Ock was out and he was recruiting all of the Sinister Six members again, pulling the gang back together. So this is the culmination of that. This is where it's all gonna pop off. And it says Doc Ock's got a new Sinister Six, and if you think he's thought big in the past, think again. What Ock doesn't know is that the Vulture have a sextet of his own, the Savage Six. See, the Vulture ain't shit. He ain't shit at all. So anyway, it's an all-out war between the two greatest villains in the Marvel Universe, and the only person they hate more than each other is Spider-Man. Spidey's in deep trouble with the toughest battle that he's ever faced. And this is being written by Nick Spencer and Mark Bagley. They team up for this epic story. So Nick Spencer is coming to the end of his run of writing Spider-Man, I've heard, which I think is a good thing because it's been a long time and a lot of us have been waiting for somebody else to write it. Not that Nick Spencer's a horrible writer or anything like that, but I think all this time things have flatlined in certain places. But I'm definitely interested in seeing how this turns out, especially with the Vulture and his Savage Six and Doc Ock and the Sinister Six. So, but if the Vulture has the Savage Six, then does that make the Sinister Six the Sinister Five? I don't know, but we will see. This comes out Wednesday, and this actually has, let's see, oh wow, that's 3, 6, 9, 12. So this actually has 15 different covers to it. So I think I'm going to pick up a couple of different ones because being a Spider-Man fan, that was one of my original favorite characters between Black Panther and Spider-Man when I was like 8 years old. I definitely want to, in dealing with the Sinister Six, as far as the creation of them and some of the villains, I've always known them, always had an intimate comic book relationship reading those characters. So I'm definitely going to want to pick up multiple copies of this particular title. So yeah, that is the Sinister War. Can't wait for that to come out. So this last book is a book that I had been waiting for it to come out for a while too. It was supposed to come out last week. I didn't know, what happened with it, but it's showing that it's coming out this week. And this is from Bad Idea Comics, and it's the lot #1. And this is actually being written by Marguerite Bennett, and it looks like the artist is Renato Guedes. So I'm definitely interested in reading this book. The cover looks really dope. I thought it was a couple of different covers, but I only showed one in my preview list. But the synopsis is: in 1970, legendary filmmaker Oliver Larson began production on his latest horror masterpiece on the lot of Los Angeles famed Cloverleaf Studios. Obsessed with bringing authenticity to the genre, the director insisted on casting real-life occultists to perform genuine satanic rituals live on camera until something went horribly wrong in the bloody aftermath. The production was shut down, the footage was confiscated, and the soundstage was forever shuttered until today, or until Wednesday when it come out. Anyway, on the heels of a promotion that just made her the youngest studio chief in decades, Aviva Copeland is planning to overhaul Cloverleaf's fading image of the 21st century, starting with the prime piece of California real estate that's gone unused for 50 years. 50 years, so that's 1970. That's 71. That's 50 years. I'm 50, so I guess I'm almost 50 in another month. So on the heels of a promotion that just made her the youngest studio chief in decades, Aviva Copeland is planning to overhaul Cloverleaf's fading image for the 21st century, starting with the prime piece of California real estate that's gone unused for 50 years. The very same lost soundstage where Larson filmed his doomed masterpiece. But as Aviva will soon discover, This corner of the lot may have been closed for half a century, but it's far from empty. And the evil that lives within its haunted walls will soon seize its chance to kill again. So yeah, this is definitely something that's anticipated, and I'm guessing that Miss Copeland is a sister. It looks like that's a sister on the cover. You can see her curls. So I haven't read anything by Marguerite Bennett before. She is listed as a New York Times best-selling writer. She's written Animosity and A-Force. Don't know either of those particular works. And the artist Renato Guides, I guess he wrote Deceased, Hope at World's End. Don't know anything about him. We're definitely going to check that out. It's a 40-page book. Its cover price is $5.99, but hopefully it's just this one cover, so you don't have to try to buy multiple covers. If you got one cool cover, one dope cover, you know how we do as far as collectors go. So yeah, so I'm definitely interested in picking that one up. I hope it does actually come out this Wednesday. This video is probably going to come out like Tuesday morning or something like that, so it gives you a little chance to get your little pennies together, so when you go down to your local comic book shop, then you're ready to get whatever you desire. Like I said, it was just a little quick preview video because a lot of people have done these videos and they kind of tell you what's coming out. So I actually use this this site called LeagueOfComicGeeks.com. So give them a shout out. I actually go in and I find all the covers that's coming out, all the books that's coming out, and I put them in my pull list. So I have an idea when I get ready to go to the store that if it's not something that I've told them to put on my pull list, and it's not in my box, then I know what to look for on the shelf. And a lot of times early in the morning you got to go in and grab what you can because there's other collectors out there and you want to try to get a leg up on them. So that's the reason why I did this video, to give you guys an idea of what's coming out, get you a leg up, so when you get to your comic book shop you can make sure that you get what you want, not what's left over all the time. Anyway, that is my little quick preview video. Hope you guys have a great day. This is happy Monday going into Tuesday, something like that. Get you some coffee, go to Starbucks, get you a book, get you a little reading time, some little alone time, whatever. Always continue to evolve, because that's what I'm about. That's what we're about at Evolutionary Comics, baby. I'll let you, boy.